let's get this out of the way first. Yes, I'm still alive. It's been a hell of a week, to say the least. For those that don't know, I got sick. Physically sick, but also a little mentally. It's been a rough week. So let's rewind back. Let's go back to Tuesday, December 8th. Not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday beforehand. I had my very first training session with a trainer at the gym. For those that don't know, I'm trying to get back to the gym. I haven't gone in the past 9+ months, and I just recently started going back. My very first training session, I threw up. I threw up pretty bad. I did things that I've never done before at the gym. I don't know if my trainer realized that the extent to what I do at the gym are machines and some free weights, but I am not the most versed at doing anything like that. You know, I used to weigh 220 plus. The gym wasn't the most exciting thing for me to do back in the day, but it's something that I want to do now. It's something I want to learn how to do properly, have correct form, all that kind of stuff. The trainer had me doing those battle ropes. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's those ropes where you go and like, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe not. And like, it really pushed me and I appreciated it, but I think it was a little too much, too quick. And me throwing up, I don't think was just because of that. I think I might have caught something, and that's where I've been the past, 10 days or so now? I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm feeling a lot better today than I did yesterday, than certainly last week. It's just, I'm going stir crazy. I've spent the last X amount of days in here, 99% of the time on that bed, the rest of the time on this couch watching TV. I did catch up on a lot of TV, but it was very unproductive and very not mentally good for me. But we'll get into that in a second. So I think a lot of people have it in their head that Jerome's been gone. What is he doing? He's fallen off the wagon. And I'll be the first to tell you that that answer is a yes and a no. Yes, in terms of my feeding window, how many calories I've taken in, but no to the fasting part. Today, I am working on my 8th 42 plus hour back-to-back fast. These are ADFs or alternate day fasts. For those that need a refresher, I hit my goal weight of under 125 pounds back on December 2nd, hitting at 124.4. And it's been 2 weeks since then. And the goal was to transition into these 42-hour fasts, go to the gym, work out, gain muscle, probably add more weight because of that. And I have been adding a bit of weight, but a lot of that is because I have been at home. I've been sedentary. Is that the right way of saying it? Sedentary, whatever. But it could have been worse. And honestly, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good with my progress, especially the fact that I did not stop fasting. I think the only saving grace in being sick and feeling demoralized and frustrated that I couldn't go out and do the things that I've normally done, be on routine, say hi to everybody, talk to people on my Patreon and ask how they've been doing accountability-wise and having my coaching sessions. A lot of that has gone to the wayside because I've been sick. You guys know that health is number one to me. It is my number one priority. And the hard part was coming to terms with the fact that I wasn't feeling well physically and that it was going to mess with me, 1, on the scale, 2, in my head. And it did. It did. These 42-hour fasts, when I was first starting them, were going great. I was eating at my caloric limit. I was eating under the 3-hour feeding window. But as soon as I got sick, that caloric limit, I stopped counting my calories. And then that feeding window went from under 3 hours to 3+ hours to 5+ hours. 2 instances of that. To the point where that weight on the scale was going up. Had it not been for fasting, had it not been for doing these ADFs, these alternate day fasts, that is, again, the only saving grace that has kept me from spiraling out of control, from seeing that scale go way higher than it needed to be. Today, I am at 136.8 pounds, and that's coming off of a refeed from yesterday, from last night. And I'll be honest, I'm happy with that. The rule I put for myself was to do these 42 plus hour fasts consistently, stay under 4,500 calories, and keep my refeeding window under 3 hours. Now, I couldn't keep all these rules intact. Yes, I can use being sick as an excuse. Was it really an excuse to do a lot of these other things? No, it probably wasn't. I ended up ordering Grubhub on the days I was just like mentally done. I was like, forget it. I'm just going to order a pizza. And then I used Instacart. For those who have never used Instacart, that actually works pretty well. They climbed up here to the top floor, put the groceries right in front of my door. It was great. It was also very lazy, and I wasn't getting the exercise I normally have been. I haven't been doing my 4 to 6 mile walks, and getting out of that routine really, really, really fucks with your head. But I was ordering stuff I normally don't order. I was ordering ice cream. I ordered pie, but you guys know I eat pie all the time. But I wasn't staying on top of my game. The only thing, again, that really had a foothold was the fasting part. You see, though, the reason I'm so proud of the progress is because this easily could have gone awry. I could have just given up completely. I could have completely spiraled out of control. And then I would have, not that 10 days is going to completely throw me out of whack, but I at least maintained the fasting part to remind myself that I can't completely just give up. So yeah, if you look at these graphs, you'll see the weight has gone up a bit instead of staying straight, but I'm still staying within that 125 to 135 pound range, and I'm not changing anything. I'll say this right now, I'm not changing anything. The only reason that the weight's gone up higher than it should have been is because I was not following the 4,500 caloric limit. I was eating past the 3 hour refeeding window that I set for myself, and I think one of the biggest things is I wasn't being physically active. That isn't all my fault. I got sick and I used it as an excuse. I think we've all been there before. What matters is I got back on that horse, that wagon, what have you, and I'm ready to get back to work. That's honestly all that matters. I know a lot of you have been wondering why I couldn't just post a video. If you knew how I felt, trust me, I didn't want to be doing anything at that time. The last couple of days, I have been recuperating. I think sometime last week, I thought I was feeling better. I went for a 7 mile walk, and that was a big mistake. But that's how I get. That's how I get in my head. I'm all or nothing. Even when I did get better, even after that 7 mile walk, and then I paid for it the next day or two. Following that, I went for a 9 mile walk, and my legs paid for that the next day for sure. So where I'm at now, I'm good. I'm very thankful that I have found fasting as a way to keep myself in check. And yeah, obviously there are a lot of things I could have done better, but I'm taking this as a win. I'm taking getting sick and feeling awful and getting in my head about it and ordering food I shouldn't have eaten, but I ate anyway and it was delicious, even though I felt like shit afterwards and worried about the weight on the scale. I still at least kept the fasting part down. Take this as a lesson to remind yourself to not completely just give up. Easier said than done. Yes, I can be the first one to admit that. I've been there. I can relate. I'm still there. And look at this. I hit my goal weight of 124.4, or hitting under 125. And this is where I talk about maintenance being the hardest part. And here is that situation where I get sick. A lot of that is out of my control. And now I'm trying to get back to normal. Even though I feel like I did the best I could, and I feel like I really did. as much as it got me out of my head, and I'm not going to lie, I felt really depressed. A lot of those days I was in bed or on the couch, and I wasn't sure how I was going to get out of it. But one day when I started to feel better, I just said, okay, get your shit together, prep everything, do the work you need to do, and then get back on the ball. And that's what I'm doing right now. So as I share this story with you and you see the numbers and where I've been, the point here now is to just get back into my routine. I'm not going back to the gym until next Tuesday, which will be 14 days. That'll do the whole quarantine thing or whatever. But for now, I'm going to do these shorter walks. It is a lot colder this past week than it has been, but I'm still fasting and doing my thing, trying to get back into physical activity and keep maintaining and building muscle and staying mentally aware and happy. It sounds exhausting. And I think that's the hard part about all of this. It's not easy. Just know that you're not doing it alone. I feel like being transparent and sharing these stories with you, it's a good way to remind, I think, all of us that we're not alone doing it. I know that I've been gone, but please understand that I've only been gone because I've been sick. It wasn't because I was just running away. And I mean, yeah, I had those thoughts in my head when I ate shitty or whatever, but I'm still able to fit into my clothes and I look at my progress and I'm like, why would I give all of that up just because I got sick for a week? Remember, these things are going to happen. You're going to have your ups and downs. It's just about getting out of it. With that being said, where are you guys at? Have you been following your protocol when it comes to fasting or exercise or your diet and nutrition? Or where are you at mentally? I hope that me being gone hasn't thrown you guys off the rails. If it has, well, I'm back. I'm showing accountability. I'm doing what I need to do. I hope you guys have been too. I was so bummed that I couldn't do the live stream on Sunday. I've been bummed that I haven't been able to put an episode of Breakfast or Refeed, but all of these are coming soon. Probably even bigger and badder than ever. That's so dumb to say, but they're coming back. So I think that's going to be it. Yes, I'm doing well. I feel good. I feel like I'm back on track, especially now that I don't feel like death. And just look forward to more videos. Guys, please let me know how you're doing in the comments. I missed you guys. I hope you've all been doing well. I'm back on track. What about you?